pool. And yeah, that's how it's going to progress. But we are ready for this game. Let's get into it.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be starting out on Starfish main stage Splat Zones, a very contentious map mode combination. A lot of people do not like this because the middle part of the map is so interesting, I suppose. There's a couple of speakers that are the only real obstacles there, and there's also those two gigantic buildings on the left and right. I see that Ross has brought in the Firefin Splat Charger. From watching Ross yesterday, I can tell that he does not usually like running scoped chargers, and the Firefin is perfect for Splat Zones because it has that suction bomber that can provide such a nice effect on the objectives.
Yeah, Team Quantum is looking very, very strong at the start here. I'm going to throw a curveball at you really quick. In like every single time that I've commentated this map and mode before, I've been like, I hate this map. I hate this mode. It sucks. But I've started growing on it in the past like week or so. I started to enjoy it. I think I finally started to like learn how to play the map properly, and I'm starting to feel it. I like it now.
I think we might be the few the proud in that regard, because I'm sure a bunch of people still hate it, but we saw a nice shot there by Ross who's going to throw down that splash wall. Again, the splash wall is so nice for a sniper because you can stay relatively safe behind it. Beautiful shot there on the Taylor as well, and he's playing very aggressive and far up for a sniper.
No, definitely. He's sitting up on the middle, but again, this is one of those things about This is one of those things about Starfish main stage. It's that once you have that middle control, if you can keep it, you're set. Well, you're probably not going to lose it. And that's what we're going to see from Quantum right now. They're playing very, very strong, and Deep Blue's is having a lot of trouble in that game.
Yeah, it's another one of those maps that can be so difficult to get back in once you're sort of spawn camped like that. Already into the single digits. Nice kill there as well onto Taylor, and I believe that's going to be the straight 100-0 knockout. So Quantum, with a very emphatic performance, they're looking to make it into that top 12 for sure.
Right, they played very well this game, but you don't want to write off Deep Blues yet.
Oh, no.
Because it's very, very difficult to get back into that map once you lose control. And, you know, maybe it was the map and mode, just, you know, Quantum got that first, they won the first team fight and they let them hold the map. And maybe it was just too much trouble for Deep Blues to be able to push back in. We're going to see hopefully some more back and forth on the next match. I think Deep Blues has it in them.
Yeah, Deep Blue's strategy, I think, in that map mode revolved a lot around them running two Inkstorm weapons, and if they're not able to get back from their spawn to the actual objective, it's going to be very, very tough for them to layer those Inkstorms together in order to shift a turnaround in who controls the zone. So that strategy just didn't really come to fruition for them, but as we move to Rainmaker on the Reef, which is a much more fast-paced and aggressive map mode combination, it's another one of those that could end in 30 or 45 seconds like a Blackbelly Rainmaker, because most of the time people like to take the Rainmaker up that very long hallway where the only real obstacle in your way is that car, and that's not until about the 25 or 20 mark when you're pushing the Rainmaker.
Yeah, Rainmaker on Reef is a very interesting battle because it can be over so quick, but it can also just be the slowest game ever. It's all about the team fights. If you can get 3 down, 4 down, that's pretty much a good game. It's all about actually having the coordination to take enemies down at once rather than, you know, get it picked one by one here and there with the respawn.
Yeah, and I think that lends pretty well to the aggressive style that Deep Blues likes to play. I see a lot of relatively short-range weapons, a splatter shot and a hero shot, along with that nozzle nose that we're seeing Marsh bring in, and then they have a little bit of long range too with Mystic bringing in that splatter shot pro, so they're not going to be giving up on the Inkstorm yet. But on the other side of things, Quantum also going that route. No sniper this time, as we see an NZAP instead to go with a splatter shot, Tenatech, and Luna, so it's all aggression for both these teams, really.
Yeah, definitely, and we see the Luna Blaster again coming up from Calgo, and it's wow, what a shot! That was interesting. Burning's not happy about that one, and wow, that's actually 4 down now. And again, this is what I said. It's completely about the team wipes. If you can get 4 down and push that Rainmaker, it's probably going to be game. And they're going to push up. They're going to try and not let the Rainmaker jump onto the pedestal, but no, it was Burning that was able to stop the Rainmaker. So now they got to pop that bubble again. It's going to give Deep Blue some time to reset, and this game's going to be a bit longer than 1 minute.
Yeah, really nice job by Burning there to get past Calgo, who is essentially babysitting the spawn of Deep Blues, trying to keep everyone at bay with that baller, but somehow was able to get there, stop them at 22. 22 is very, very good, but it's also not totally insurmountable on a map like this one. You can pretty easily make it up to that car if you're fast enough, so I would definitely not count Deep Blue that yet. They have to be very careful, though, as they've gone 2 down, but a nice kill there is going to allow that push to continue. They do have a good amount of map control, too, so definitely room to push this Rainmaker forward.
Yeah, that's the thing about a map like this, is when you want to make a push that quick and that fast, you kind of got to leave the map control behind you. It's not so much about that as it is getting paint down for the Rainmaker to move. Marsh finding a lot of nice picks with the Rainmaker. I think Deep Blues is in a pretty good position to push it up into the street. Wow, another one too. Although I don't know if they're going to be able to take the 22 or 21 point lead here.
Yeah, the Rainmaker does create a pretty nice straightforward path that you can use to push it forward. The Inkstorm coming out as well. That's going to be expended over by the alleyway. Taylor trying to push Fake and Ross back here. Marsh has to try and decide between when to push the Rainmaker. Unfortunately, with 7 seconds left, they had to push forward and they'll die to the Splashdown. But now the Rainmaker is exactly where they want it to be. Unfortunately, though, only the Splattershot Pro remains, so it's likely that that push will end for them. Still, though, plenty of time for them to push forward, and I'm seeing a lot more fight in them than I saw in Game 1.
Definitely, and I definitely agree with the decision-making there. I believe it was Ross that had the Rainmaker there, or
right.
It was Marsh, maybe? I can't remember. I think it was Marsh. I definitely agree with the decision-making. At some point, when you're holding the Rainmaker, you just got to accept your death and go. And that's exactly what they did there, which was pretty much the best decision you can make. There was like 7 seconds left on the Rainmaker before you exploded. Just get as many points on the board as you can. Keep the Rainmaker in a good position so that if you win the next team fight, you basically take the lead. Unfortunately, it didn't go that well for them, but hey, we're going to see this defense coming out of them as Quantum now has a pretty decent push coming up.
Yeah, I like how Quantum is allocating their players. So they had one going very far forward, Ross getting a nice kill there, Calgo going back just to make sure that Ross is okay, and they have multiple people in the faces of Deep Blues in their spawn. They forced the 3-down situation, and it looks like they're going to take it up this ramp here. Might have a chance to even get a dunk and knockout here. They just have to make the jump. Ross is going to go for it, and unfortunately will not make it, but a nice extension on the lead all the way up to 7.
Yeah, no, Marsh's positioning here for the defense is actually very, very good. I like... Whoa,
I'm surprised he was able to
from the bottom. You could do that? Wow, that was pretty cool.
Grab here for Marsh, and he's going to try and push it at least to mid on his own. Taylor bringing up the rear, but unfortunately a 3-down situation might have been a bit overextended, and now Calgo's going to do what he tried to do at the beginning of the game, which is unfortunately stopped for him by Burning, getting a double kill there as well as he also picks off Ross. So again, Deep Blues showing a lot of fight left in them, less than a minute and a half left to go for them to try and make something happen though, and now they have to essentially get close to a knockout in order to regain the lead.
Yeah, definitely. Quantum has a very, very comfortable lead. 7 points on Rainmaker Reef is definitely good enough to be able to defense on, to play defense on. The thing about Rainmaker Reef... Oh, actually, no, Deep Blue's going in. Okay, no, not going to make it. The thing about Rainmaker Reef is that if you hold a defense, it's very, very difficult for the enemy team to actually push to the pedestal just because of the way the map works. It's when you're in that kind of neutral game team fight phase that the game is dangerous, that it can shift back and forth really quickly. But Quantum's not in that phase right now. They're in the defense phase. There's only a minute left. They got 7 points. They can hold this lead, and it's probably going to be pretty safe.
Nice kill there by Burning on the Inkjet coming back down. The Inkjet is a special that, despite being nerfed quite a while ago, it has seen a resurgence in play. I'm seeing a lot more players shift back over to the Pentatech from the Splatter Shot, and even use some things like the Enperry Julies or the Splash-O-Matic to use the Inkjet effectively. So I guess, again, it's really an aim-heavy special. If you can aim and predict those shots effectively, you should be able to get a couple of really clutch kills for your team.
Yeah, definitely. The Inkjet's a little bit different than we saw in the 1.1 and 1.2 meta. It's not this aggressive powerhouse special that you use to take 3 picks left and right. It's kind of used as like a zoning weapon right now. Like when you see an Inkjet, when you see a bunch of Inkjet shots flying at you, you're not really going to just stand there. So it kind of forces you to get out of the way. Quantum just got 4 down on the side of Deep Blues, and that's probably going to be game. I don't think they can make it back to the Rainmaker in time. Yeah, that's going to be it. So Quantum taking game 2, and they're now 2-1 over Deep Blues.
Yeah, huge push there. You saw 3 members of Quantum just rushing the spawn just to make sure nobody from Deep Blues could get out, and then Ross hanging out by the Rainmaker shield in case somehow somebody did get by. But again, another fantastic showing by Quantum, though Deep Blues putting in a very impressive effort of their own. Burning getting 13 kills, KA there, Mystic coming away with 12. So again, like I said, a lot more fighting them in that game. The Reef, not usually a map that you see a lot of spawn camping happen, and unfortunately, because this is only a best of 3, that is going to conclude the set.
So
Quantum,
I thought it was best of 5. Okay. So
yeah, these are all best of 3. So Quantum going to move on to our winners final. I can confirm that Team Olive was able to defeat Pickup Bar 2-0. So